Today I become Bowtiedaniels, Tomb Raider. Or more accurately, Bowtiedaniels and an unwilling accomplice to grave robbing.
I need you to come with me.
Okay. What are we doing?
I found something very, very interesting while I was digging. So I was digging up my beautiful floor. And, yeah. Look.
What is that?
Whoops. Oh my God. I'm so sorry.
Help. Help.
I didn't mean to make you go first. But this does look cursed, right?
This is a little bit creepy. I mean, it's even got a stone cutter.
Stone cutters aren't cursed. But everything else in here looks cursed. There's blood.
Everything but the stone cutter is cursed in the cursed scary room. Got it.
Yes. Exactly,
totally
Bowtie. Exactly. But there's a chest in here because this kind of looks like a tomb, right? There's like bones and stuff.
I'm gonna stand back a little bit here.
Oh, are you worried it's a trap or something?
I mean, what if stonecutters fly out and try to attack me?
Okay, well that's never going to happen. But wait, I shouldn't say never. I'm gonna knock on wood. So okay,
I'm gonna make a little bit of a safety wall here.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Bowtie. There's an Elytra in here. Oh, the sky's the limit. And so many bones and rotten flesh. You know what? I'm going to leave the rotten flesh in here, but I'm taking the bones.
So you just took a dead man's Elytra?
Oh. I guess I hadn't thought about it like that.
Am I now an accomplice to grave robbing?
I mean, technically this grave was in my house. So technically we're not really robbing it. It's already my property. I still feel like I'm keeping this Elytra. I'm not giving it to them.
Nothing possibly can go wrong taking a dead man's Elytra.
I mean, it looks good on me. It looks good on me.
I mean, it does look good on you, but you might want to wash it first at least.
Oh. Yeah, well, I'll scrub it with some enchantments. That'll make it all better, right?
That might help a little bit.
I'm really glad you're here to discover this with me because seriously...
I'm not.
Why?
This is a little scary.
I mean, okay, yeah. Vault, possible dead person, kind of scary. I had to share this with somebody because no one was going to believe me if I told them I found this, right?
Well, at least that makes sense why you're excited then.
I would do want to investigate this further and maybe it is tied to the Pathfinders Guild.
Does that mean you're going to come pull me into more of these now?
Do you think there are more?
I shouldn't have said anything. I'm giving you bad ideas now.
Do you think my place is haunted now? Or
you may have desecrated a grave.
Okay, I let's not go that far. Desecration's such a strong word. I'm sure it's fine. We're fine.
I mean, if you're not at the next meeting, at least I know why.
Oh.
Okay, bye.
Ouch.
Don't be haunted.
Bye.
All of the chests have turned into presents, which could only mean one thing. It's Christmas time on the server here, and we have a lovely Christmas tree set up with some presents made by 80Craft. I do think we're going to add a little bit something to this tree later in the episode. We also have a little setup here for Santa and his reindeer. We have some milk and cookies, of course, for the big man himself, as well as carrots for the deer to snack on. Do you celebrate the holidays? Let me know down in the comments below if you got anything fantastic this Christmas. I am happy to say that I did get something for myself this year for the holidays. We got an Elytra. Check it out. We're going to finally be able to fly around on the server and flop like a dead fish on the ground. Now, I did record the whole session of fighting the dragon and going a little bit end rating, but there's some problems with that, so let's go over the highlights real quick. To start off our adventure to find the stronghold, all the legates that were participating met up on top of the hill just above the community storage, and we stared at Sev for a while until she threw the first eye vendor leading the way to find the stronghold. Along the way, we came across many pigs, and the FrogQueen decided that we had to kill all of them. We tried to stop her, but that just ended up in us getting some bacon. Eventually, we made it to the end. We beated up the dragon, and Bruno fought the dragon from his mule. 80 eventually got the final kill before we split up off into groups to go ahead and search of elytras and shulker shells and all the wonderful treasures that the end holds for us. My group decided to build some interesting bridges. Eventually, we did come across some cities in Elytra, and I was lucky enough to win mine from Bruno in a game of chance. But with that, let's go ahead and move on with the episode. I want to do something about this area. We have a lovely wagon with stables built up here in the last episode, but the area around it is looking kind of boring. So let's do something about that. So what I want to do is make a nice looking path that connects our diagonal bridge over here, comes in front of FrogQueen's place and across this bridge, goes past our beautiful wagon and connects all the way over here to where we have our community storage set up. All right, so let's get started with the path making by first removing all the path blocks, because personally, I'm not a fan of how they look for paths. They serve a purpose, but they don't really make nice paths in my opinion. So I went ahead and replaced all those with some coarse dirt on one side, and we went ahead and repeated the same process on the other side of removing all the path blocks, shaping the path, making sure that we had it looking just right, and once again putting in all the coarse dirt along the way, heading all the way up to storage and where the tree is. Then we went ahead and filled all of that area in with some texture, adding in some regular dirt and some coarse dirt, before coming back in, adding in a bit of bush and a bit of stone here and there to make it look all nice and pretty organic. We even wrapped up by doing a bit of a droopy bush vine thing at the bridge. So the path is finished up and looking good. We talked to the Frog Queen about connecting her stairs up into it, and she did a great job with that, mixing in some mossy stone bricks, mossy cobblestone, some azalea and mosses, and it fit in pretty seamlessly. Coming along down here, you can see all the texturizing that we did with the dirt, coarse dirt, and rooted dirt. There's a couple of spaces where we could fit in some more builds, like maybe somewhere over here, as well as this space right over here. Coming in to the wagon, you can see that we have our stables connected up with the path, as well as a custom tree in the background. We got another custom tree over here as well. Taking a closer look at the custom tree, you can see we got some oak leaves, some oak logs. We got some spruce stairs and slabs, as well as fence gates in there to act like the roots and branches, and a light in here just to make sure everything is nice and spawn proof. The path continues all the way towards our storage, where we have more of these rock piles, just using some cobblestone and tuff, as well as a couple of bushes around here and there using oak leaves and birch leaves. And it brings us all the way to our snowmen. So let me show you how I made these snowmen. It's a pretty simple process. So it's nothing too complicated here. The snowman's just made up of a couple of mostly easy to get materials here. We got some powdered snow hiding in armor stand. And this armor stand, we ended up using a snow golem head. So very easy to get if you have a better, more mobs head data pack. So let's just take that out. Down below, we have a stone wall, which raises up the head so it stands out above the powdered snow. And underneath these 4 blocks, we have some redstone torches, which is powering the trapdoors, and now I don't know how to get out. So yeah, don't be like me and fall down there and get stuck. Let's go ahead and place our wall back in, and then we put in a couple of blocks right around the sides. This will make the trapdoors pop up and hide all of the redstone. We use snow just to blend in with the terrain here. So we'll put in our first bit of powdered snow. You can't put in the armor stand until you have that powdered snow in. Then you can just drop that in right on top, place down your golem head, place down your last bit of powdered snow, and you got your full grown snowman. Over here, we have a smaller version of that, just a regular snow block, because you can't put buttons and levers on the powdered snow, with a mob head of your choosing on top. I really liked using the gas head on this one because it looks like it's a parent that's just fed up and annoyed with their silly child. So what do you think of the snowman? Do you enjoy them? Are you going to use them in your world? Feel free to let me know down in the comments below. Next up, I decided I want to put in a build that fits right around here and adds a little something to the community. I decided to make a stonemason's house, and I struggled a bit with getting the shape and the proportions right, especially the front roof part here where you're getting the spruce wood. This feels a little too big out here now. I'm looking at this, I'm like, I don't know if that's a little much. It is a little much with that roof. We'll probably change that. The more I look at it, the less I like it. And I definitely did not like it. Ended up changing it quite a bit here, readjusting the entire size and shape of the build before moving on to the next section of the build. Let's see how this works. Do I have enough of these? I do. That can work. I might change it up a bit because I got a different idea. Yeah, I think we're going to do this. Now what I might do could be nice. Let's actually work something in like so. And if we do this, I have decisions to make. I'm not quite sure if that works, but we'll see. Continue to mess around with the roof a bit more using full blocks to fill it in, as well as putting some of these spiky wall bit parts. I don't know what they're called. I'm still wondering about this tower. How's that going to work? We could just do the tower out of brick. Maybe the tower is too big. That could be a case. So instead, maybe the tower is more this size. That might fit a little bit better as a chimney. I ended up really liking the chimney idea. I'm playing around with this quite a bit. It took me a few tries to get the right shape and size, but eventually I got something I was happy with before moving on to texturing. I'm trying not to think too much about the placement of stuff and just do it. So now we can come in and just fill in stuff here and there. Nope, that was not supposed to be filled in. That's an actual window. That was also a window. I love doing texturing on stream, mainly because it's a good way for me to just not overthink it. A lot of times when people do texturing, I feel they spend way too much time thinking about what they're doing or what block they're placing where or whatever. Whereas if you do it on stream, when you're kind of distracted and thinking about other things, it's a little bit easier to kind of randomize. And so I can just go back, look and see if there's anything that seems too much or too little. We're going to bring in a few more spots of stone here and there. I continue with the texturing on the outside for a little bit longer before moving on to adding in some additional details and wrapping up the build. So fast forward a few hours later and we have our build complete. I know what you might be saying. But Bowtie, what did you build here? Well, let me tell you. Inside of here, we have a stone and a basalt generator. I've spent some time AFKing this already, and it looks like people have been making good use of it. This was all full earlier. Not so much the basalt. What's really weird is there's a crafting table here. These usually disappear. I definitely didn't put this one here. Yoink. So we also added in some furnaces. So if you want to go ahead and make some like cracked stone bricks or whatever here, you can smelt those up while you're AFK. And we have a bunch of extra chests for storage. So on the outside here, we have a couple of piles of cobblestone and diorite, and even some granite. This is supposed to be like a stonemason's workshop or something like that, but we even have a little pond over here for when they need to take a break, kick back, and relax just a little bit. On the other side, we have this little pallet of stone bricks and stone that they have prepared and is ready to ship out and go. Once again, I've made a couple of custom trees. This one uses the same materials as the last tree. And on this one, we switched out the oak leaves for some birch leaves. I do have videos on my channel for making these custom trees, so go ahead and check those out. I also changed this chimney like 12 times before I finally got it right. Kept making it a little bit smaller and came in and texturized it with a bit of granite here and there. And with that, we have completed our work for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you haven't already, please remember to hit that like button, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you next time, everyone. Goodbye.